Welcome to the design guide for the HTML bottom expander and bottom expander with video units. We're going to start by previewing the ad unit. And basically what you'll see here is this is a unit that is designed to live at the bottom of the browser window, and I'll shrink this so we can see. So basically this is anchored to the bottom of the browser as opposed to being inside your page. And what's nice about this unit is no matter where you scroll on the page, whether you move up or down, that ad and its teaser is always going to be visible until the user actually clicks onto a different part of your website or navigates to a different page. Now, when expanded, this unit is going to expand up from the bottom, and when you collapse, it's going to collapse back down. This example happens to have a kind of a cool background image that has a transparency on it, but basically you're just dealing with two rectangular boxes. Just like with all our ads, there's a collapsed container and an expanded container. We happen to use a rectangular image with a transparency built in to give it kind of that cool effect and allow you to put content in here, but also to see through part of the image to the content underneath. It's an option for you, certainly not mandatory. So just like all our units, you have your collapsed container. You can make this any size you like, and you can always upload JPEGs, PNGs, GIFs, or SWFs. Likewise, the expanded container, any size you like, JPEG, PNG, GIF, or SWF. And as always, if you're using an SWF in either or both of these containers, you want to make sure to always upload a backup collapsed or expanded container failover image. That's for if the ad's running on a non-flash compatible device like an iPad or iPhone, the ad will still expand and contract. It'll simply show the failover image instead of the SWF file in those containers in those instances. You have your open button and close button. Again, JPEG, PNG, or GIF, any size you like. You're welcome to use our defaults. And then finally, at the bottom is where you upload your video clips if you're going to use one. You're going to use an MP4 file for your video. And what we recommend for video to convert is a URL called video.online-convert.com. And then you can add a /convert-to-MP4, or you can navigate to this page once you get there. Very simple to use. Again, browse your hard drive for whatever file you like. Even if you have an MP4 file already, we find it works better to run it through this system. So just browse your hard drive if you need to, and then click convert. That's it. You can leave all of this alone. If the file happens to be larger than 8 megabytes, you can always change the bit rate. We recommend starting with 400 and then going down to 300, 200, 100, etc. until you get your file at 8 megabytes or less, which is what you need within the Impact Engine system. Next up, colors, background color. You can leave that alone. We recommend not using that and just uploading an image. And then test mode, we'll go over that in a second. Click-through URLs, you can always have up to 4 different click-through URLs, and you'll enter those here. And then finally, you've got your settings. So you can adjust your collapsed width and height to be any height and width you like here. This happens to be 976 by 50. Expanded width, 976. Expanded height happens to be 530. Again, you can adjust those containers to be any size you like. Would you like the ad to auto expand on initial render? If yes, it's automatically going to open when the ad first loads. Next setting allows you to limit the number of times it auto expands to once every X hours per visitor. In this case, it's going to wait 6 hours before it auto expands a second time for anyone who's previously viewed the page. You've got a delay. Would you like to wait a certain amount of time and then auto expand? You've got the ability to, if you have it auto expanding, to then auto collapse on its own after a certain amount of time. You can either put the number of seconds in here or no if you don't want it to auto collapse. Would you like the ad to auto expand on mouse over? Yes or no? Auto expand on mouse off. This is in lieu of clicking the open and close buttons. This will simply activate the expand and collapse on when you mouse over or mouse off of the ad. Next up, expand speed. We happen to have this at 0.7 seconds. You can adjust that to be anything you like, as well as the collapse speed. Would you like to use the default location for the open and close buttons? Right now, by putting yes, when we preview the ad, you'll see the open and close buttons automatically go in the upper right hand corner of each container. So this is our collapse container, and when we expand it, you'll see this container is actually this big, and this is the upper right hand corner. Again, we're using a transparency in this image. If you want to use your own location for the buttons, you say no, I don't want to use the open and close button default. Here next you can adjust the open and close button height and width. If you want to use your own open and close buttons, you simply upload those here inside your media area. Open and close buttons, right now these are 100 by 30 pixels. If you wanted to change them to 50 by 50, you'd upload your own 50 by 50 pixel images and then change the width and height here to 50 by 50. And now, since we're using non-default location, this will give us the ability to change the open button horizontal offset. Right now it's 0, 0. This is going to throw it to the left-hand side of the ad. And our horizontal and vertical offset is 0, 0 as well for both the close buttons. So that's basically, when we preview the ad now, going to put our open and close buttons into the left-hand side of the page. And now close buttons up here. So you can adjust those to be anywhere you like. Next up, include video player. If you put yes, that'll let us include the video player. Right now this is 300 by 250. It's got a vertical offset of 0, 0. So this is again in the upper left hand corner. If you want to change that, we could push it. Let's make it 650 pixels to the right and 250 pixels down from the top. And now when we preview the ad, we are going to see our video in here. And there's our video player now. And again, we could adjust that left down smaller to fit this ad perfectly. So we'll go ahead and turn the video player off now. And then finally, you've got your custom hit areas. So typically you're always going to activate your at least one hit area, and you're typically going to make that the exact height and width of the expanded container. In this instance, we should change that to 976 by 530, which would give us the entire expanded hit area for clicking. We'll make that horizontal offset and vertical offset 0, 0 because it's going to overlay perfectly on that container right away. And then if we want to activate custom hit area 2, 3, and 4, those stack on top. We say yes, custom hit area 2. We could make this 300 by 200. And we'll give this an offset of 600 by 250. Now again, in terms of stacking, when you're using video, one thing to remember is custom hit area 1 is at the bottom. The video player is on top of custom hit area 1. And then custom hit area 2 lives on top of the video player, as well as custom hit area 3 and 4 are on top of that. So that allows you to do things. When we come down here to the bottom, we can turn on test mode. And now when we preview the ad here, you're going to see our hit area 1 takes up the entire screen, and hit area 2 is over here. Now we could have this, if our video player was turned back on, if anywhere I click on top of this, this goes on top of the video player, so that will allow you to basically say click on the video to go somewhere. And then if you click anywhere outside of the video, it's going to go to whatever you've set here for custom hit area 1 and 2. And then finally at the bottom, expand direction. Right now it goes up and to the right. You can make it go up and to the left, but the reality is if you have the expanded and collapsed containers set to the same width, it's just going to look like it's going straight up. So you're rarely going to need to adjust those here. So that's it for the design guide. As always, if you have questions, call us at 866-467-2289.